From a young age, I've always had problems with my skin. Growing up, I had a condition called eczema. Eczema is a condition which causes dry patches to appear all over your body, causing your skin to become inflamed and itchy. I had these dry patches of skin mainly on the backs of my legs and arms, which meant I would be constantly tearing at them, usually until I bled or the itch went away, whichever came first. As I got older, the condition started to fade due to persistent use of different creams and ointments over the years, and by the time I was around 15 years old, I felt like I was finally free from the condition which had kept me awake countless nights for over a decade. As I am writing this post now, I'm 18 years old, and still find myself unable to stop clawing at my skin every few minutes. Initially I put this down to force of habit, or possibly my eczema making a return. However, this seems almost impossible, as not only have the dry patches which covered my legs and arms since disappeared, no new ones have formed in their place. I also find myself feeling the urge to itch in places where the condition was never present, such as my face, feet and stomach. Some may put this down to the hairs on my body brushing up against my skin, causing me to itch it. However, this is also unlikely, as the itches appear in places where I have no hair at all, such as the palms of my hands or the soles of my feet. The constant urge to scratch my skin has become unbearable, and the worst part about it is that once I scratch one itch, a new one appears somewhere completely different, meaning the sensation never leaves. This all came to a halt, however, as a few weeks prior to writing this, I decided enough is enough. I wanted to get to the source of the constant mobile sensation, as it was driving me to the point of insanity. However, I can tell you, I wish I hadn't, as the truth is far more disturbing than I'd initially anticipated it to be. It was a fairly normal Tuesday night at around 10:30 PM, and I was just about to drift off to sleep when the urge to itch came back, and so, as I always did, I started scratching at my skin, itching all over my body, from my head, down my spine, up my arms and legs, all the way down to my feet, clawing away ferociously wherever the sensation moved to next. I could feel it moving around my body, luring me in until I would give in, and it could move on and repeat the cycle once again. However, this time I'd had enough. I got up out of my bed and wandered to the bathroom, the sensation still burning underneath my skin, waiting for me to tend to it. Grabbing one of my younger sister's handheld mirrors, I placed it under my right thigh where the itch was currently situated. I noticed something different. I was never able to see it, as the itch was pretty much always covered by hair, clothing, or simply the darkness of my bedroom. However, this time, under the bright light of my upstairs bathroom, with my leg hair brushed aside, I saw it. A large, glaring red spot about the size of a 5-pence coin, looking as if it was going to break through the epidermis of my skin. The sight of it made me gag slightly, but the urge to investigate still burned inside me. With the mirror still held firmly under my thigh, I took a pair of nail scissors from the top drawer. Slowly, carefully, I edged the scissors towards the now pulsating spot. My skin started to twitch, hand shaking, with a drip. A single bead of sweat lands on my thigh, dripping down from my forehead. Finally, after what felt like an hour, the cold, blunt edge of the scissors touches my thigh. I wince at the pain. Blood trickles down my leg. Twisting the scissors, digging deeper into my flesh. Suddenly I stop. It stopped. I muttered to myself in disbelief. The itch had subsided. I carefully extracted the blood-drenched scissors from my thigh. I was about to inspect the hole I'd left behind before the itch came back, now located on my left forearm. I repeated the process again. I took the blunt, cold scissors towards the insatiable itch, now prickling under the skin of my arm. I plunged the scissors into my skin. Blood surges decadently from the wound. The itch is gone. It is gone. I am gone. It must have been midnight when I passed out from the blood loss. I wake up and try and stretch my arms, but I feel a small tug stopping me. I hear muffled voices and a whisper of, "He's awake." A small tube attached to a needle in my inner left elbow goes above my head and connects to a small sack of red liquid labelled A positive. "Must have lost a lot last night," I hear a voice chuckle. "How much?" I utter in my half-awake state. A kind man's voice answers back, "Nearly 2 litres. Then I come to the realisation of where I am. Both my parents and a doctor standing over me. The doctor told me that my mum found me at around 6 a.m. lying unconscious on the bathroom floor, soaked in my own blood with at least 15 holes all over my body. They also told me there was a pair of blunt nail scissors resting in a pool of blood by my right hand. I asked the doctor if they'd found the source of the itch. Confused, he told me that they hadn't found anything unusual from the x-rays, but that it was probably all on my head. A few days after I'd underwent multiple skin grafts to repair the damage I'd done, I was released from hospital and was back home with my family. Now you're probably expecting me to tell you how everything's back to normal, and how I don't get the itches anymore. But if I did, I'd be lying. It still tortures me. Every waking hour. I can feel it, whatever it is, crawling under my skin. It wants to be let out, and I don't know if I'll be able to stop it.